BSYN. First of all, I'd like to begin my thanks by thanking the Somali Youth Network for the incredible work that they've done today by bringing everyone together. Thank you. Thank you. By bringing everyone together. And I'd like to say a little something about how the Somali Youth Network actually started. They approached me about a year ago and asked me to come along to a football tournament and give out some prizes. The great thing about the football tournament and the play that they put on afterwards was they did this completely independently of any external funding at all. And what they actually did was they went into the community, they approached taxi drivers, they approached local businesses, and they asked those businesses to contribute very small amounts of money towards putting on a show and putting on a youth tournament so that the young men that were on Stapleton Road that had currently been failed by the local authorities actually had something to do, actually had somewhere to go, and in the end actually had a piece of work that they could work together on, a fantastic play that they all wrote, produced and performed in the end. And I just want to say thank you so much to the Somali Youth Network for showing leadership, really taking the initiative and showing that actually when it comes to community organizing and when it comes to doing something within your own community, not having external funding is not the thing that stops you, it's the excuse. So thank you very much again, Somali Youth Network. I think at this moment in time, it's perhaps the most challenging time to be a member of the Somali youth, and it's probably the most opportunistic time to be part of the Somali youth. We all know that it's very challenging to be amongst this community, and time again, the Somali youth are not represented in the institutions and in the structures that represent this city and in the institutions and structures that run this city. But actually, from a point of view of opportunities, I look at the young faces around the room today and the leadership and the skill and the potential that's coming through in this generation, I think really marks where this community is going to be in the future. I also think that, we've got a lot of service providers in the room today, and if I could speak directly to you, I think that as city leaders and service providers, we've really got to sit up and take notice about what's going on with the Somali youth community. I think that there are various statistics in terms of academic underachievement, in terms of disproportionate representation, if you like, within the criminal justice system, in terms of youth unemployment, all of these very negative things that we're all experiencing within our various industries. And I think that if we don't sit up and take notice and come together and with the Somali youth community draw up solutions to tackle these issues, we really are saving up more problems for ourselves, for this city, and in the long term for this country in the future. And I really think that it's going to cost us a lot more money in terms of taxpayers' money to not deal with those issues today than it is in the future. Last but not least, I see we've got the police here, we've got various institutions here. I really think that our organisations need to be much more transparent. And in relation to it being much more transparent, you've already seen some of the potential and some of the talent and the skill amongst the Somali youth. I think that we need to be quite unashamed in going into the Somali community and talking to the Somali youth, creating those opportunities and advertising opportunities, whether it's internships or jobs, in a manner that is accessible to this community, which I don't think is happening at the moment. And in terms of the media, and in fact, directly to the Somali youth, and perhaps this is something for the Bristol Somali Youth Network to take on. I've been a counsellor now for just under a year. It'll be a year in May. And I have to say that we're not getting the best treatment that we could be getting from the media. This is something that does need to be challenged. But more broadly, in terms of being Bristolian and being Somali and being a member of the youth committee, I think it's very important that we try and disassociate this new, fresh, young, innovative generation from the legacy and some of the negativity that's been associated with the older generation. I think that the young British, Bristolian, Somali youth in Bristol today have a different story to tell. They have a different role to play. They bring different stories and different life experiences, and it would be a shame to have the messages or perhaps the associations, the connotations of the older generation tarnishing this younger generation. I'm going to take a second to read this very important note. hooyooyinka Soomaaliyeedna waxaan doonayaa inaan idinkula taliyo waxa weeyaan aad iyo aad baad u mahadsantihiin maanta inaan timaadeen waxaydin ogtihiin caruurteena Soomaaliyeed waliba khaasatan inamada gaar ahaan dhibaato badan inay wadankan ka haysato waxa aad iyo aad u muhiimsan inamadeenu caruurteena markay iskuulada tagaan ee qalbiga lagaga soo dilo lagu yiraahdo waxa ma baran kartid iyo grade fiican keeni maysid iyo hooyada ayaa bahaba af Ingiriiska kuma hadlaane yacni adiga lagula tiigsan maayeen dhakhtar noqotidna waxa soo kale waa inaynu ogaanaa ilmaheenu hadduu ilmo yaro muslim yahay ilmo madow oo Soomaaliyana yahay inuu kaad wuxuu la kulmaa in wax adag tahay bulshada iyo iskuulada iyo shaqada inuu wax xun kala kulmanayo markuu guriga inuu ugu yimaado marka inakuna inaanaynu ilmaha qalbiga ka sii dilin oo aanaynu hadal xun ku odhan inaynu hadal fiican ku nidhaahno oo aynu soo dhaweyno oo aynu ilmaha qalbiga u dhisno qofka bini aadanku qalbigu ka socda hadii qalbiga aad ka dishidna meelna gaari maayo marka insha Allah waxaan idin kula talinayaa dhalinyaradeena aynu ka dayno inaynu qalbiga ka dilno hadal fiican aynu ku nidhaahno aynu dhiiri gelino aad iyo aad baad u mahadsantihiin. Thank you very much.